Hello everyone, today I'm starting something exciting, psychology concepts made simple. And for our very first class, we are diving into a topic we all experience daily, but rarely understand, that is sleep. It's not just rest, your brain is actually working while you are asleep, organizing memories, repairing your body, and regulating emotions. So, without a further delay, let's begin with a simple question. What exactly is a sleep cycle? A sleep cycle is not one long block of unconsciousness. It is actually a repeating pattern of brain activity that takes place throughout the night. One cycle usually lasts about 90 minutes, and in a normal night, we go through several of these cycles. Each cycle moves the person through different levels of sleep, starting from the lighter stages and gradually moving into a deeper restoration and dreaming. You can imagine it like a train route with multiple stops. The train does not just stop once and ends the journey. It keeps moving through different stations, and each station has a different purpose. Similarly, sleep moves through different stages, and each stage contributes something unique. This is important because sleep is not just about duration. A person may sleep for 8 hours straight 8 hours, but still feel tired if the cycle is interrupted. Why does this happen? Because the quality and the continuity of the cycle matters. The brain needs to move through these stages in the right pattern. Now that we know sleep is cyclical, let's look at the main stages involved. So, the sleep stages are divided into two major categories. First is non REM, and the second is REM. REM stands for rapid eye movement. Non REM is a non dream, heavy restoration focused part of the sleep, while REM is the stage where dreaming becomes more active and the brain becomes highly stimulated. Together, these stages create this complete sleep cycle. Non REM itself has multiple stages, and the person gradually moves from the lighter sleep to a deeper sleep. REM comes later and is very important for emotion regulation, learning, and memory integration. So, when we talk about healthy sleep, we are not just asking, did you sleep? We are asking, did you move through the full architecture of sleep? Let us start with the first stage of sleep, which is the lightest one. N1 is the transition phase. This is the stage where you are not fully awake but not fully asleep either. It is the delicate in between state where the mind starts drifting away from the external world. The body muscles begin to relax, the brain waves slow down, and you may still wake up very easily. This stage is short, lasts only about 1 to 5 minutes, but it is very important. It acts like a doorway into sleep. If N1 is repeatedly interrupted, a person may feel they are not sleeping properly, even if they lie in bed for hours. That is because they are not moving smoothly into the deeper stages. Once the brain settles into the sleep more fully, we enter the next stage, which is more meaningful for learning. N2 stage is where sleep becomes real and stable. At this point, the body is more deeply relaxed, the heart rate slows down, and the brain shows special activity patterns that help with processing information. This is one of the most interesting stages because it is linked strongly with memory and learning. This stage is linked with sleep spindles and K complexes, which are brain patterns that support memory consolidation and help protect sleep from disturbance. So, if a student studies before bedtime, N2 stage helps the brain begin consolidating that learning. That is why sleep is often called the partner of study and not the enemy of study. Now we move to the deepest and the most restorative stage of all. The deepest stage of non REM sleep is the N3 stage. This is a stage where the body does its most serious repair work. The brain activity becomes very slow, the person is very difficult to wake up and the body focuses on the physical restoration. This stage is crucial for growth, healing, immune support, and body recovery. Children and adolescents especially need good deep sleep because their bodies and brain are still developing. If N3 is poor, the person may wake up physically unrested even if they slept long enough. From a psychological perspective, deep sleep supports emotional balance too. When the body is exhausted and sleep is disturbed, people often become more irritable, less tolerant, and less focused. After the body gets repaired, the brain moves into the stage that feels the most like a movie. That is a REM sleep. As I told you previously, REM stands for rapid eye movement. And this stage is famous because most vivid dreaming happens here. Interestingly, the brain becomes highly active in this stage, almost like wakefulness. But the body enters a kind of temporary paralysis. This prevents us from physically acting out on our dreams. REM is important not just for dreams but also for emotional processing. If someone has had a stressful day, the brain uses this stage to work through feelings, experiences, and emotional memories. This is why REM sleep is strongly linked with mental health and cognitive functioning. Sometimes, after an emotional event, people dream about it, relive it, or see symbolic versions of it. That is the brain trying to process unresolved emotional material. Now, let's just connect the whole pattern and understand how the cycle actually moves. Sleep does not move randomly from one stage to another, it follows a predictable sequence. Usually, we go from light sleep into deeper sleep, then back into lighter sleep, and eventually into REM. This pattern repeats several times in the night. This is one of the most important ideas to understand. The timing of sleep matters. If someone sleeps only for a shorter amount, they may miss later REM reach cycles. If someone's sleep is constantly interrupted or disturbed, the cycle gets broken and the brain cannot complete the full benefit of the sleep. That is why people who sleep late, wake up often, or use mobile phones at night may feel mentally foggy the next day. Their sleep architecture has been disturbed. To understand this more clearly, let us compare the stages side by side. So this slide gives us a very useful comparison for our exams last moment preparation. Each stage has a different brain pattern, different body condition, and different functions. N1 is the entry point, N2 supports memory, N3 restores the body, and the REM supports dream and emotional processing. So if I ask you which stage is best for physical healing, your answer should be deep sleep. If I ask you which stage is linked with vivid dreams, your answer should be REM sleep. If I ask you which stage is connected to memory organization, you should think about N2. This comparison is important for revision because it helps students to differentiate the stages instead of mixing them up. Psychology exams often test whether you understand the function of each stage and not just the name. So you can remember it like this, like N1 entering sleep, N2 settling and storing, N3 for restoring and repairing, REM dreaming and processing emotions. So to close this up, let us revise the most important takeaways. So sleep is not a passive state. It is a highly organized psychological and biological processes. The brain moves through multiple stages every night and each stage serves a specific purpose. Non-REM sleep supports restoration, REM supports dreaming and emotional work. And the full cycle is important for memory, mood, and physical health. So, whenever someone says that I will sleep later, remember they are not just delaying rest, they are delaying repair, memory consolidation, and emotional balance. That's it for this video. If you have any questions related to sleep cycle, please put them down in the comment section and I'll be very happy to answer them. For more such videos, do subscribe to my channel and stay tuned. Put your suggestion for the next videos in the comments, which video you want me to come up with, and I'll be posting there. So, thank you. Bye.